Ladies and gentlemen, we are here. It is week 18. I've never said that in my entire life, but remember what we said last episode of Awthentik and The Beard, the best television show not on television. Whatever has never happened must happen to happen, and it's happening. Week 18, it's the Parlay. We're going to go over every single game on the slate. We're going to give you some Draftkings, FanDuel guys. We're going to give you our picks, our NFL bets, the over-unders, and the spreads. Without further ado, let me bring in the man, the myth, the legend himself, Mr. Awthentik.
Hey, that was like Price is Right vibes. I'm digging it, man. I'm about to come on down. $1. What's good, man?
Man, nothing much, man. You know, just living the dream. I did a Whatnot sports card yesterday. I did 5.5 hours. I sold over 300 cards, so it's kind of crazy. I did a Marvel card the night before. So, man, I've just been grinding it out, man, you know, and put together some Draftkings lineups, it's crazy, week 18. You know, I feel bad for anybody out there that has to play a fantasy championship this week because, you know, there's a lot of teams that are playing for nothing. But there are a lot of teams that are playing for big stakes, home field advantage, number one seeds, conference title, division titles, and playoff spots in general. So we're going to fly through these games for everybody. Let's say some hellos to the people in the chat really fast.
Let's get it.
And we'll get to rocking and rolling. Big shout out to the man, Lucas, who is in the building. Him and Coach Taylor were having a little exchange. Lucas was explaining to him the shake and bake and slingshot from, what's the name of the movie? Talladega Nights.
Talladega Nights. That's a good one. Solid vibes over there. If
Who
you're not
else we
first,
got?
you're last.
Yeah. My favorite GQ name on the YouTubes, Mr. Edward Squires. We appreciate you joining us as always. Stephen White is high indeed after his Cowboys put up a fitty burger last night.
That's twice this year.
I did not expect the Philadelphia Eagles to be without everybody on their entire roster.
Yeah,
and
that was wild.
Everybody who thought Jalen Reagor was bad, Mr. JJ Arcega-Whiteside said, "Hey, hold my beer."
So did he have any other drops besides the big one in the end zone?
Yeah, dude.
He made a play to get back to the ball too. You gotta hate when that happens.
It was kind of brutal to watch, to be perfectly honest with you.
Shout out to Dak Prescott, man. First time in his career he threw for 5 touchdowns and a clean sweep of the NFC East.
Yeah,
my brother.
They had a very interesting stat that came up on that during that game. They were like the first team ever to have a 4,000-yard passer, 1,000-yard rusher, 2,000-yard receivers, and then somebody with 10-plus interceptions. It was crazy. But, yeah, they listen, when the Cowboys are all on deck and everybody is playing like, you know, and everything's working, they're a scary team. But the problem is just going to be the consistency and can they get it to click in the playoffs.
You just got to make that run, man. You got to make that run. That's all it is.
And the Giants fans know all about that. So congratulations to Stephen White and all the Dallas Cowboy fans who come and watch Awthentik and The Beard. Big shout out to Mac, the Giants fan. And there goes Mr. Coach Taylor.
J-Mo.
Appreciate
What
you
up?
stopping by.
What up?
Platino Power 2 times says, let's go. Good to see you, as always. Who else we got in the building? James Funk, always holding us down on the Facebook. And shout out to everybody who's watching us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up while you guys are here. We appreciate it. Brian Poras is in the building. Josh Latore is in the building. Big shout out to the homie Lax Ofo.
Yes, sir.
Nick the Wick is here as well. Ben Bayou is up early checking out.
He was up late too. We was playing some Apex Legends till like 3:30 in the morning or something like that. What up, Ben? How you living, man?
Big shout out to the homie Waterfly. Appreciate you for sure. And talk about must win and get in.
Oh, yeah.
The
Major
man,
must-win.
Lalo, checking us out on the Mr. HD Media. If you guys aren't subscribed, make sure you guys go check out the homie Lalo. Appreciate you, sir. Good luck tonight. John Kim is in the building. Nate Talks Football is in the building. Tonio Bot, JJ Stangl is in the building. Go Pack Go, says Steve. Big shout out to Josh Latore for the $5 super chat. Says, wish the game actually had some nuts to actually fire Gettleman and not give him the courtesy of retiring. And also, New York now legal for mobile betting. I did see that.
Yeah,
they now have one of the largest gambling markets in the entire country. It's going to be crazy. Oh, man. Stephen White is definitely enjoying the Cowboys win. First question of the day. James Funk says, need one running back, Cordell Patterson, Devontae Freeman, or P. Ryan?
Yeah, P. Ryan's going to get the start with Mixon not being able to play today. That's tough. That is definitely a tough one. I
might just have
Devonta
to go
Freeman.
Patterson.
Cordell Patterson. Is he off that little slump he was in?
He's not really, but I mean, if it's PPR, I'm definitely taking Patterson, because at least you'll get some points there. Freeman's going against Pittsburgh. Their defense has been playing well. It's tough, man. But I'm gonna go Patterson.
It's looking bad. I wouldn't go Patterson.
Said he's
9
go
carries
Freeman.
for 28 yards last week, 7 carries for 14 yards the week before, and 11 carries for 18 yards the week before. I give you one more week, 16 for 58. He hasn't averaged over 4 yards per carry in 4 straight games. I think I'm going Freeman on this one.
You might have to. Big shout out to Josh Torre for the $2 autocorrect super chat. Says Giants not game.
True that. Appreciate that.
Big shout out to the homie. For the $4.99 super chat. Says Ciao. I don't know how to say that in Italian. I think it's ciao. It's not.
That'd be my guess. Straight up ciao,
In my mind, I'm just thinking of Money Heist. Bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao. So he says, Awthentik, the New York Giant legends of all time, drop by to pay our proper respects. And for all Giants fans around the world, slap all the birds to the ground. Switched it up a little bit on us, Tuto.
Underneath the ground today, Tuto. They got their butts buried yesterday in that game.
Yeah, not a good look. Not a good look at all. But, hey, you know what? Oh, I did hit a Jalen Hurts authentic white matte lunar autographed full-size helmet.
That's what's up. That's a good look.
Nice
might have a little memorabilia for them Eagles fans here coming up on Over the Year Sports once we get that launched.
Bluegrass Pickers in the building. Appreciate you stopping by. One of our day ones. Really appreciate it. I stopped by his channel yesterday. Checked out his live. If you guys aren't subscribed, make sure you guys subscribe to the Bluegrass Picker. Lax Ofofo with a $4.99 super chat says, never like to see the Cowboys win, but I always love to see the Eagles lose. And one more super chat. Big shout out to John Kim for the $5 super chat. Says, hope you guys were all right with the snow in D.C. area this past week. Rumors Tish is speaking his mind. Maybe JJ does get the boot. Washington football team blow out the Giants.
Ain't nothing but facts in that super chat, and I still haven't shoveled the snow off the back deck yet. I'm just chilling. It is what it is, all right?
The second batch wasn't that bad, actually. So
I'm talking about from the first batch.
I know
there was really no second batch out here. That was the rain. That was just a little bit of water.
All right, let's run into these games. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for joining us. Let's rock, let's roll. The first game on the docket is going to be the Cincinnati Bengals, who are 10-6. They're headed to Cleveland. The Browns are 7-9. The Browns are actually 5.5-point favorites. The over-under in this game is at a disgusting 37 points. Kickoff is at 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. A lot of that is because The Bengals are going to be without Joe Burrow. They're going to be without Joe Mixon. I would imagine that Jamar Chase probably plays a little bit and then sits. Excuse me. The Cleveland Browns are going to be without Baker Mayfield. Nick Chubb is expected to play. He is expected to be one of the only running backs. I think Felton is the only other running back on the roster active for the Cleveland Browns today. Cincinnati is 9-7 this season against the spread. Hey, listen, I don't know, man. The backup quarterback for the Cincinnati Bengals, I already forgot his name. I know you got his name on deck because we talk about him every time. Brandon Allen, that's what it is. Listen, Brandon Allen, Case Keenum. That's basically what you're picking right here.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to have to roll with Case Keenum in this game and in this situation. So I'll take the Bengals to cover. How about that? I'll take the Bengals to cover the 5.5 points. I'm going to take the Browns to win, and can I really take under 37 points in the National Football game?
Yeah, you've seen the New York Giants this year.
I guess.
When y'all had Dwayne Haskins, Washington couldn't even score over 13 points.
I'm gonna take the under 37 points in this game.
This one's interesting, man. The Browns were favored even when Burrow was the starter at first before he was ruled out. They were still favored by 3. That's kind of sketchy to me. All 7 meetings have gone over the total since Cleveland drafted Baker Mayfield against the Cincinnati Bengals. So I'm going to take that over for sure, over that 37. 5 of Cleveland's past 6 games have gone under the total, though. With Burrow out, it's going to be really interesting because Jamar Chase is putting up some historic numbers. He's got 1,429 receiving yards this season. He needs 12 more yards to break the Bengals' single-season record and 44 more yards to break the all-time rookie record. So they're going to feed him, I would imagine, early and often, and then probably sit him in the second half. As far as playoff and draft goes, the Browns are eliminated from the playoffs. The Bengals already secured the AFC North. It's their first division title since 2015. Cincinnati can also win the number 1 seed in the AFC with a win and either losses by Tennessee, New England, and Kansas City, or losses by Tennessee and Kansas City and a Buffalo win. So we'll see how that all pans out. It'd be nice to see Jamar Chase break them records, man. He's had a fantastic season. I'm going to go Bengals. I don't care about the quarterback situation. I think the Bengals have the all-around better roster, better front, which P. Ryan should be able to run behind pretty easy today. And I got the Bengals winning this one outright.
So since Kansas City won yesterday, that eliminates any chance of the Bengals getting the number 1 seed?
I believe so. So let me see. Losses by Tennessee, New England, and Kansas City. So they would have needed that. So that ends their chances of number 1 seed then. Yup.
All right. Just wanted to make sure. I wanted to see the Bengals get the number 1 seed. That would have been a crazy story. They didn't deserve it, but it would have been a crazy story for sure. Big shout out to Tuto for the $4.99 super chat. Says, sorry to missing your last show, Paisano. We're always traveling for away games or away for special workouts or training. I need some special workouts or training, man. I'm trying to get into this wedding, stripper shape, and it is just...
It's just a little too late.
No, it's not too late.
That's what it just is. Man, trying to get fit in 4 or 5 months here.
Watch, man. I'm going to be coming in looking like Tuto's profile picture.
All abs.
We're going to stick in the AFC. What do they call it? I call it the Central, but it's the North, right? The AFC North. The Pittsburgh Steelers are 8-7-1. They're headed to Baltimore to play the Ravens, who are 8-8. Both of these teams have to win this game and need a lot of help after that. The Ravens are favored by 3.5 points. The over-under is 41.5 points. Kickoff is at 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. No Lamar Jackson. It's super unfortunate the way that the season kind of went down for the Baltimore Ravens down here at the last, I'd say, 4 weeks or so. 2 games they lost on going for it on 2-point conversions. They haven't had Lamar Jackson for a month. One of those games that they lost on a 2-point conversion was to the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I believe, according to everything that's gone down so far, this is likely to be Big Ben Roethlisberger's last game of his career. J.J. Watt's trying to get that sack title. I think he needs the all-time sack record in a season. I think he needs 1.5 sacks to get that. Yep. Listen, I expect Big Ben to have a big game today. The Baltimore Ravens pass defense is 32nd, dead last in the National Football League, and it's his last game. I mean, he might throw the rock 50 times. So we'll see. I like Tyler Huntley, and I like the Ravens, but I think Pittsburgh is in a position to win this game. I'm going to go with the Pittsburgh Steelers to win this game. Obviously, cover their 3.5 underdog, and I'm going to take the over 41.5 in this game as well.
Yeah, you talked about your boy T.J. Watt trying to break that single-season sack record from your boy Michael Strahan. You know all about the New York Giants. I don't know about Big Ben having a big passing day, man. That might be a little bit sketchy. They've been pretty much relying on your boy Najee Harris. He's got 3 games with at least 100 yards this season. He's trying to go for 4 here. The Ravens have the best run defense in the entire league right now. Najee Harris has been getting stronger as the season goes on. He had 71 yards against the Ravens 3 weeks ago, and he's coming off of a 188-yard rushing game against the Browns. So I'm looking for them to feed Najee Harris again. I don't know if it'll yield great results against this Ravens defense. Not too sure. This is also the 31st career meeting between John Harbaugh and Mike Tomlin. It's the second most between any head coach duo in NFL history. So this should be a very interesting matchup. Playoff-wise, the Baltimore Ravens are not eliminated quite yet. They need a loss by the Colts, Chargers, and the Dolphins is what I'm seeing here. The Steelers also need a loss from the Colts, and they would need the game to not end in a tie, Chargers versus Raiders. So anybody
that
can
tie
win that
situation is crazy.
Banking on the Colts losing because the Colts play the Jaguars today. That's going to be pretty tough. So the Ravens season is pretty much all but done. It is unfortunate, man, because they started off hot. I mean, I even had them as a Super Bowl pick in one of those weeks back, like week 7, week 8. And then you saw Lamar Jackson kind of take a fall for the worst, and then the injuries kind of held him back there. I'm still going to go Ravens in this game. I think the Ravens got the firepower to take care of the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think the Pittsburgh Steelers are sitting at 1 game over 500. I can't, maybe 2. I can't remember. But I'm gonna go Ravens in this one. Ravens are favored by 6. Is that what I'm seeing?
3.5.
3.5 now. I opened up at 6. Okay, 3.5. Yeah, I think they'll cover that 3.5 and 41.5. I say we'll get to the over.
Big shout out to James Williams stopping by. Says, morning, my brothers, morning room, Beard. I'm glad you're feeling better, brother. Thank you, sir. And Authentic, you already know.
Sir. What up, James? What up?
Appreciate
Hope all is well over there, fam.
by. And listen, Lax, I think there's going to be a lot of these records that are going to be like that for probably, the first, I'd say 5-10 years of it being 17 games. After that, they'll probably look back on it and be like, okay, it's not that big of a deal anymore, because obviously all these records that were broken before, when it went from a 16, what was it before 16 games? It was 13 game season, right?
Yeah, 13.
Yeah, so it's forever changing, but for a little while, yeah, you will have some asterisks in some people's minds. That's why I was hoping to see a lot of those records broken in Week 16. It just would have been a lot easier.
I don't mind it too much. I mean, you just got to get used to it. It is what it is now at this point. They weren't even keeping track of the sacks before like 1980 or something like that. So think about how those guys feel, So every record's going to have an asterisk next to it with the seasons moving to 16 and now 17. We just kind of got to get used to it.
Yeah, and that's a good point, though, too, Lucas, is that Watt did miss some games. Laxo Fo says, I'm just saying that's a biased Giants fan.
Exactly. Honesty is the policy, my man.
All right, the next game on the docket is going to be the best team in the National Football League record-wise, the Green Bay Packers, who are 13-3. They're only 3-point favorites headed to Detroit.
I didn't get that.
The Detroit Lions are 2-13-1. The over/under in this game is 4.5. I'm assuming they believe that there won't be a lot of Aaron Rodgers, Devonta Adams, Aaron Jones, that sort of situation. Although they said that they're going to play them. So,
yeah.
I mean, there's no way you can play them the whole game, obviously. I think that's definitely going to be a situation where you'll see Jordan Love and some of the other guys get in the game. This year, Green Bay is 12-4 against the spread, so that's a great number. Obviously, if you're betting and you're like the Packers -3, I mean, that just seems like free money to me at this point. I will say that Amon-Ra St. Brown, who we gave you guys as a guy midway through the season, has been absolutely on fire the last 5 games. His last 5 games, 43 catches, 451 yards, and 4 touchdowns in his last 5 games.
Half his stats, pretty much.
It's crazy. So it's awesome to kind of see him, take that step forward because, going into this season, the Lions basically were like, all right, well, we're just not going to address the wide receiver position. We'll just put whoever in there. And then they drafted Amon-Ra St. Brown, who I loved coming out of USC. So it's really good to kind of see him take that next step up in the game. I'm going to take the Green Bay Packers -3. It seems like easy money. That over under 44.5. I'll take the over.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm going to definitely take the over in this game, too. Detroit has shown that they can put up some points on the board. You were speaking on Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's also one of 4 rookies with at least 70 receptions this season. That's joining Jalen Waddle, Jamar Chase, and Najee Harris, surprisingly, has over 70 receptions on the season.
Crazy.
The Packers have won 5 straight games against the Detroit Lions. But this the little cherry on top here. Quarterbacks not named Aaron Rodgers are 1-3 against them since 2008. So if they pull your boy Aaron Rodgers, there might be a chance there for the Detroit Lions to maybe take the dub in this game. And Devonta Adams, I mean, it's very important for him to play if they want to see this W easy. I know it's the Lions, so we can't panic too much here. Devonta Adams has 8 games with at least 100 or more receiving yards on the season. That's the most by a Packer since 1995. That was Robert Brooks. And Devonta Adams also has 1,498 receiving yards this season, so he's just 22 yards away from breaking Jordy Nelson's franchise record as well. Green Bay, 12-4 against the spread this season. They're tied with Dallas for the best mark in the NFL right now. But Detroit has covered 3 straight home games. This one is at home. Playoff-wise, the Packers have clinched everything they can clinch. Got the number 1 seed as well. The Lions have a chance to reclaim the number 1 draft spot if they lose and the Jaguars win today. So keep your eyes on that, New York Giants fan, just to see who's going to get that number 1 pick and what position they might be drafted and whatnot. For me, I'll go Packers in this one, but I'll go Lions cover. I think it'll be a little bit close late. When they take out Aaron Rodgers and whatnot, I think that the Lions are going to put up some garbage time points in this one. And lastly, Packers linebacker Preston Smith, he needs just 1 sack to hit 10 on the season. That would give him a $750K bonus if he can get to 10. So best of luck to you. Fingers crossed to the homie Preston Smith.
The bonus stats out here are crazy. I kind of I don't know. I've never really paid attention to it too much, but I don't know. It's kind of fun this year. I'm just like, hey, man, let's go get the bag, man. You need a couple of plays here, a couple of plays there to get the bag. I mean, well deserved. Do want to send some well wishes out to Marjorie. She is down with the vid. Hopefully things will improve sooner rather than later. She's on your 3rd day, so you're pretty much getting through the worst of it now. Those first 3 days are the worst. So big love to Marjorie. Everybody show Marjorie some love. She's always holding us down here at Awthentik and The Beard. So big love. All right, next game on the docket is going to be the Indianapolis Colts, who are 9-7. They are 14.5-point favorites headed to Jacksonville, who's 2-14. The over-under is 43.5. Kickoff is at 1:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Awthentik, tell me what you got.
All right, this is probably the craziest stat of the day that I heard here, okay? The Jaguars have won 6 in a row at home over the Colts, bro. How is that possible? I have no idea. But today, I do not see things going their way. Jonathan Taylor last time he played against him, he ran for 116 yards and a touchdown. He needs 266 yards to hit 2,000 today. I don't know if that's going to happen. He will be the 9th running back in NFL history to top 2,000 rushing yards in the season. He rushed for 253 yards against the Jaguars in the season finale in 2020. So anything is possible in this game. Indianapolis has not been a 14-point road favorite since 2009, which is just completely ridiculous. And I got another stat that'll surprise you right here, too. Trevor Lawrence has not had more passing touchdowns than turnovers in not one game this entire season. No QB has started every game in the season and had 0 games with more passing touchdowns than turnovers since 1978. And Lawrence's 15 starts with 1 or few passing touchdowns are tied for the most in a season. Listen to these quarterbacks I'm about to name. Tied with your boy Rick Meyer, Ken O'Brien in 1991. I don't know if you remember Ken O'Brien, and Trent Dilfer. That is not good company. I'm going Colts all the way. I'm going Colts to cover that 14.5, and I'm going to take the over.
I'm just looking for Jonathan Taylor to have a huge game here. I just think he's going to be the guy today. He might go for 200 yards. So I'm expecting big things from Jonathan Taylor today. I'll tell you, against the spread, these two teams are like night and day. The Colts are 10-6 against the spread. The Jacksonville Jaguars are a disgusting 2-14 against the spread. So, yeah, I think I'm going to take the Indianapolis Colts to break that losing streak against the Jacksonville Jaguars in Jacksonville, and I'm going to take them to cover the spread. I'm going to take the under 43.5, though. That's where I'm going to go.
I like it.
Spice it up a little bit. All right, on to the next game. Ladies and gentlemen, we move to the middle of the country, to the NFC North, as I like to call it. It is the Chicago Bears, who are 6-10. They're headed to Minnesota, who's 7-9. The Vikings are 4-point favorites. The over-under in this game is 44.5 points. Both of these teams are eliminated from the playoffs. Awthentik informed me that the word on the street, the interwebs, is that Matt Nagy is going to be fired.
Yes, sir. Shout out to the homie Ben Ballew, man. He broke that down for me late last night, about 3:30 a.m. in the morning, I feel like it was, when he was telling me word is Matt Nagy got fired, and did a little bit of research. And, yeah, Boomer Esiason broke the news on that one. And, he broke the news on WFAN that they've already told him he's going to be fired, but they're allowing him to coach the last game.
Listen, Justin Jefferson, he's trying to get some numbers and stats in this game. Dalvin Cook, you can expect him to play hard. They asked him about it in the press conference, and he lifted up his shirt and showed a tattoo of his father, and basically said, like, you know, this is how I was raised, you know, to give it my all, to no matter what the circumstances. So I expect Dalvin Cook to go up there and perform fairly well. Chicago Bears, I don't even know who's starting quarterback. Justin Fields was supposed to start, then he got COVID. I don't know if he's cleared COVID. It's a mess over there. I do like David Montgomery, though, if you're looking for some running back play in DraftKings or FanDuel. I'm going to take the Minnesota Vikings to win the game. I'm going to take the Chicago Bears to cover, though. I think the Vikings win by 3 points, and I'm going to take the over 44.5.
This is an interesting game here. With the way that the Bears blew out the New York Giants last week, it'll be interesting to see how they compete against the Minnesota Vikings. I'd like to see Andy Dalton. I really think that the Chicago Bears should have just went Andy Dalton throughout the whole entire year, you know, barring the injuries that set him back. But I'm trying to kind of force Justin Fields to be a starter. It's exactly what I don't want the New York Giants to end up with in 2023, is either trying to force a rookie or get a stop-gap quarterback. I'd rather us maybe, if you can find a guy in this draft a quarterback while you got the stock now, let him sit a year. And you know, that's what I feel like Justin Fields could have done with the Chicago Bears, and it might have yielded better for them for the whole entire season. But as far as this game, Robert Quinn, he could become the first player in league history to accumulate 19 or more sacks in a single season with 2 different teams, man. That is a milestone right there. He already had 19 sacks with the Rams in 2013. And Vikings wide receiver Justin Jefferson is 5 receptions shy of tying Michael Thomas for the most by a player in his first 2 seasons. So that's receptions in your first 2 seasons, the most in NFL history. Michael Thomas holds that record right now. Justin Jefferson is looking to tie that. You talked about both teams being eliminated. The Bears don't have a first-round pick. New York Giants are going to be having that one. And the Minnesota Vikings are projected to pick at number 12 right now. 6 of Minnesota's past 7 games have gone over the total, so I'm going to take the over in this game. I'm going to take the Minnesota Vikings to cover that 5.5, I believe it is, or it's 4 now. Cover that 4, and yeah, we'll see what the Minnesota Vikings can do next season if they can improve that defense and try to get back into playoff form. They remind me a lot of the NFC version of the Las Vegas Raiders. Always falling short.
That is, I think that is spot on comparison right there for sure. It's tough, man. And I think they might get rid of Kirk Cousins. The Vikings, both of these coaches are probably going to be fired. I think Zimmer might get fired too after this game. So
yeah, that's what people are saying. The thing about moving on from Kirk Cousins is, what do? You have a team that's ready to win right now. Wide receiver core, top 5. Running back, top 5. Your offense is ready to win right now. So if you get rid of a guy like Kirk Cousins, I don't know if you remember what the quarterback situations were before Kirk Cousins got there. They were kind of struggling. Case Keenum, there was the little Brett Favre stint. There was another kid that they drafted too that failed.
Christian Ponder,
right? He was a first-round draft pick, I think, too. So I don't know if you want to get back into that boat of trying to find quarterback, even though Kirk Cousins has not proven that he's a guy that can win those primetime games and whatnot. He's still solid quarterback. I'll take those numbers put up this year, any year, on any team.
Yeah, it's a tough situation for Kirk Cousins. The guy, I mean, at one point he had the least amount of interceptions of every quarterback in the National Football League, and then it just kind of fell apart there and just didn't work well at the end. And then he got COVID. Just bad situation, and just they pay him a lot of money.
He finished second, bro. He only had 7 interceptions on the year.
Yeah, they pay him a lot of money, and
if that's falling apart, my G, yo, if that's falling apart, I don't know. Then the New York Giants are like going through the core of earth to hell right now. If that's falling apart, straight up and down. 7 interceptions falling apart. Yeah, right. 30
but I mean, he had a
he
couple
almost
of
put up
games,
4,000 yards. He had a passer rating of
like
101 on the year, bro.
But he had the end of the last 4 games though. He had a couple games where he passed for 80 yards and 3 interceptions.
He had one game where he passed for 80 yards. 216, 315, 340 yards, 5 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions in those other games. Kid been balling. Ain't no doubt about it. I know you watched. What
about the win and losses, though?
Hey, wins and losses is partially a quarterback statistic. And that's the only position where they're only going to put the wins and losses on your record. And I do think it's important, but hey, let's not forget, Mitchell Trubisky has a winning record in the NFL right now as a starting quarterback. So it's not always what it looks like.
Well, it's not always flowers and sunshine, lollipops and unicorns at the end of the rainbow.
But I know how y'all do over here in Washington. Y'all Kirk Cousins, y'all want any little glimpse of bad play, y'all want to be like, this dude ain't no good. Fell off a cliff, man. He should retire.
All right, we'll move on back to the AFC. The Tennessee Titans are 11-5. They're 10-point favorites. They're headed down to H-Town to face the Texans, who are 4-12. The over/under in this game is 42.5. Kickoff is at 1:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Whew, man, Titans trying to get that number 1 spot. A.J. Brown is back, and he was back in big fashion. Had a huge game last weekend. Brandon Cooks also, him and Davis Mills continue to have a nice little relationship between the two of them. Deonta Foreman, he's got a couple of big games. 2 of his last 3 games have been really big games, including last week, 26 carries, 132 yards, 1 touchdown. The Tennessee Titans are 10-6 against the spread. Texans are, believe it or not, 7-9 against the spread this season. I think the Tennessee Titans win this game, but I think the Houston Texans give them a little bit of a punch, you know what I'm saying? And they cover the spread, and I am going to take the over 42.5 points.
I like it. Man, this is interesting. The Houston Texans have been playing a lot better as of late. 11 and a half. Is that what that is? Or no, it's 10. It's 10. That seems like a lot. I'm going to go Houston Texans are going to cover. This will be a fairly close game, I think. Tennessee is still going to rely on the run heavy, even though Derrick Henry was not activated. They're waiting for him to get activated, it seems like, for the playoffs here. You talked about Deontay Foreman's game last week with 132 yards. That was a career high for him, actually. And he's got 3 100-yard games this season. He's looking to get his 4th one. The Titans can lock up the number 1 seed, I believe, with a win today. The other scenario would have included a loss from the Chiefs, but the Chiefs got that W. So if they get a dub here, they will be the number 1 seed in the AFC, which is kind of crazy considering what they've dealt with this season. They had the 2nd most injuries of any team. New York Giants ended the season with number 1 amount of injuries. And, you think that the identity of that team is Derrick Henry, but they've found ways to do running back by committee to make things work out. So I'm going to be keeping my eye on the Titans running game against the Houston Texans. Houston Texans, they rank last in the NFL as far as rushing yards allowed per game. So they're the worst rush defense in the league. This should be pretty interesting, but I think that the Texans will be able to keep it close with their passing game going up against the Titans' rushing game. So I'll say that the Texans will cover. I will take the over, but the Titans get the W.
Nick DeWick wants to know our thoughts on this parlay. This is an interesting parlay. So the bet is that there will be a punt on the first drive for the Pittsburgh game, the Green Bay game, the Chicago game, and Jonathan Taylor anytime touchdown. I like it. I like it a lot.
It's pretty decent. The Green Bay-Detroit game, I think, is going to be the hardest one to not get a touchdown or not get some points on the first drive. You're banking on a punt there, but I like it.
Yeah, that would be the one game, too, that worries me. But unless Detroit gets the ball first.
Oh, so it's not for each. It's just first drive of the game, not first drive for each team.
Game.
So, yeah, that improves your odds nicely. You don't want Minnesota to get the ball first. You don't want Green Bay to get the ball first. Pittsburgh, Baltimore, that could go either way too. But I like it.
Yeah, not a bad. And then Jonathan Taylor, anytime touchdown score, to kind of throw that on there is always good. I think he's gonna have a huge game today.
It's the Jags, man. Don't forget, bro. Why would he have a big game in a meaningless game?
They have to win to get in the playoffs.
Oh, they do have to win to get in. That's right, because they fell to 9-6, right?
Yeah, because they lost last week.
That's awful. That's awful. As well as they've played this year, their season's about to come down to the last game of the year, having to win to get in. Well, maybe I'll take that back.
Against Jacksonville, a place they haven't won in 6
games. Yeah, that's interesting. I don't like the way that's set up. That's like got bad Jesus written all over it. Trap game? Yeah. Yeah, that's a major trap game.
The game of the week, ladies and gentlemen, the Washington football team, who is 6-10. They are 7-point favorites. They're headed up to New York, who is 4-12. The over/under in that game is disgusting. 38 points. Kickoff is at 1:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Mr. Awthentik, tell me what you got.
I got some interesting stats here about the Washington football team. Have not been a 7-point favorite since 2008. What in the hell has been going on in Washington? Washington had been an underdog in 12 straight games entering this week. The New York Giants are 0-5 against the spread in his past 5 games. 8 of New York's past 10 games went under the total because we can't score points on offense. Now, let's talk about some players one time. Terry McLaurin. In weeks 8 through 17, Terry McLaurin fell completely off. He had only 33 receptions in weeks 8 through 17. He surpassed 61 yards once during that entire stretch, but he caught 11 passes for 107 yards against the Giants in week 2. And in 4 games against the New York Giants, he has caught a combined 32 receptions for 382 yards with 2 100-yard games. I'm looking for Terry McLaurin to have a pretty big game today. Nothing really, on the line here in this game. Giants definitely mathematically out. Washington football team now definitely mathematically out. I don't even know if I could pick my Giants. Last game of the year, I'm not even sure. The Giants have gone 8 straight games with fewer than 200 passing yards. I mean, It's the team's longest streak since 2004, man. So the Giants have definitely been playing awful football. What we're hearing is that Dave Gettleman will be forced to resign. I guess that's being fired. Hey, we going to need you to tell everybody you leaving, okay? We're not going to fire you, though. But you got to tell everybody you're done, okay? So I know that's going to have Giants fans rejoice across the country, man. So big shout out to that. But I will say this, man. Thank you to Dave Gettleman for his tenure and his efforts here in the 3 seasons that he was here with the New York Giants. 18, 19, 20, 4 seasons. I'm sorry. 4 seasons that he was here with the New York Giants. Last game of the year, why the hell not, man? Jake Fromm. I'm going New York Giants outright. I'm going to take the under. Giants win this game 12-6.
Big shout out to Ali Akbar. I mean, New York is lit right now. They are super excited about being able to gamble mobily now. So big shout out to Ali Akbar. Yeah, so Washington football team. I mean, look, you got to go out and get the dub here, man. You know, I mean, the Giants, they can't do anything offensively. Well, how long has it been since y'all have what? Y'all got one game where y'all have scored more than like 15 points in the last like 6 or 7 weeks, right?
I don't even know if that's worth my Google fingers.
That's about all I really needed.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take the Washington football team. I can't listen. That favor by 7 stat that you dropped was a nugget.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That is
shout out ESPN for that one.
That's 14 years.
Yeah, it's bad.
Okay, I'm going to go Washington football team. I'm sticking to my scores, sticking to my stories, sticking to my scripts, sticking to my gut. 24-12. Washington football team will win. We'll carry that victory into 2-2-22. Then we'll get a new name. Everybody will probably be upset about that for about a month or 2, maybe 3 months. And then we'll go to the draft. We'll probably blow it on the first round. And then we'll go to the offseason. And hopefully we can bounce back and
draft a quarterback.
End up winning the Super Bowl. We'll see.
It sounds like 2004 Beard right here. Every year was, you see the roster, man? We're winning the Super Bowl this year. Straight up.
I was so naive back then, man. So naive. But yeah, this is the game of the week. Stay tuned for more information, possibly on the game.
This is good right here. Shout out Marjorie one more time.
The fact that Awthentik said 12-6 score and the Beard did not even blink tells you our story of these two teams. Yeah, I mean,
Facts.
Listen. It's been have you ever seen a game that's like 9-6 where there's no weather implications? That's how bad a game like this could be. It could be 9-6 with no weather implications at all. So 12-6 wouldn't surprise me.
The new Browns versus Texans on Thursday Night Football. 6-3. New York Giants. 6-5.
We go see. Listen, I'm excited though, man. It's Washington football, and Awthentik always says, you know what I'm saying? Bad Giants football is better than no Giants football, and this is the last game we get to watch our teams for this season.
Unless you're losing to the Washington football team, I don't want to end my season like that. We'll see, but we are going to be doing a play-by-play live of this game after we get off the air for the parlay. So make sure to keep your notifications on because we're going to go live at that's a 1 o'clock game, right? You see, I don't even know what time the game is. It's a 1 o'clock game though, Eastern Standard Time. So make sure to pull up. We'll be just kind of chilling, laid back vibes, doing the play-by-play for the Washington football team versus the New York Giants.
Next game on the docket is going to be the New Orleans Saints are headed to Hotlanta to face the Falcons. The Saints got to win to stay alive. They also need some losses by a couple of other folks. It's going to be interesting. Taysom Hill, what's he going to do? Are you going to be able to step up and lead this team to the playoffs? I don't know. Alvin Kamara is probably going to have himself a huge game. I'm waiting to see if Kyle Pitts is going to play. I know he was out there trying to break that Mike Ditka record. So we'll just kind of wait.
yards away from Mike Ditka's record. That record's been held for 60 years, man.
That's crazy, especially to think about the evolution of the tight end too. To have that record still standing after all these tight ends that have come into the league as of late.
Yeah.
The Atlanta Falcons are 6-9-1 against the spread. So New Orleans is win and in if San Francisco loses.
Yep.
I'm going to take the New Orleans Saints to win this game. I'm going to take the Falcons to cover. I think that the Saints win by 3 points, and I'm going to take the over 40 points.
Yeah, I'm taking the over 40 points as well. Atlanta is 0-6 against the spread in home games this season, excluding the London game where they were considered the home team. And the Saints have gone under the total in 6 straight games. I mean, that's 39 and a half, though. Is that what it's at?
It's 40, I think.
40. It's at 40
right
now. That is tough to take an under in 40. Alvin Kamara has 255 touches this season. He's 20 shot, matching his career high. That's kind of interesting because it doesn't seem like he's been getting the ball more than ever these days. And he missed 4 games this season as well. But he needs 156 scrimmage yards to avoid posting a career low in that department, which is crazy. I hope Kamara has a bounce back year next year where he's fully healthy. And if it's not Mark Ingram over there as a paired running back, make sure you get somebody to pair with him. They're talking about Sean Payton might be on his way out of New Orleans. We shall see. You talked about if the Saints win and the 49ers lose, the Saints will get into the playoffs. The Atlanta Falcons are eliminated, looking like they're going to have the number 9 draft pick. Atlanta won the first meeting between these two teams. I'm going to go with an Atlanta Falcons clean sweep here with the upset over the New Orleans Saints. I'm going to take the over to put Atlanta at 1-6 against the spread right now in home games this season. We shall see.
We shall see. All right, next game on the docket. This is a big one right here. The Seattle Seahawks are 6-10. They're headed to Arizona to face the Cardinals, who are 11-5. The Cardinals are 5.5-point favorites. The over/under in this game is 48 points. Listen, Cardinals got to win if they want a chance at winning that division. Obviously, the Rams, if they win, I think they take it. If the Rams lose and the Cardinals win, then the Cardinals win it. I'm expecting a huge game from Kyler Murray and Christian Kirk today. I think that's going to be an interesting sort of combination. Wesley's obviously popped in the radar a little bit, and he's super cheap on DraftKings and FanDuel. So he might be a little sneaky play. Tyler Lockett's also really cheap right now. He's like 6,500 on DraftKings, so definitely an option for a little comeback. Zach Ertz, I think he has a big game too. No Chase Edmonds. James Conner is questionable. They don't have James Conner or Chase Edmonds. That might be a problem for the Arizona Cardinals because they really rely on their running backs a lot, as far as opening up that offense and being able to do everything they want to do with that offense. I will tell you something that's really interesting about the Arizona Cardinals, though. They are top 11 in every single major statistical team category. So team scoring offense, team rushing offense, team passing offense, team rushing defense, team passing defense, scoring offense, scoring defense, top 11 in every single category. So they are a very well-rounded team. I'm going to take the Arizona Cardinals to win this game. I'm going to take the Seahawks to cover the 5.5, and I'm going to take the over 48 points.
Okay, real quick for folks in the chat. Sean G said, got here late. Who y'all got for the Bengals or the Browns? I took the Bengals. The Beard took the Browns with Case Keenum. Can't forget there's going to be 2 backup quarterbacks in this game. That's going to be real tough, and you got no Mixon on the side for the Bengals. James Funk said, when was the last time we saw our teams play in person? It was actually week 2 here in Washington when the Giants played the Washington football team, and I thought there was one more. Oh, yeah, Plotino Power asked about Sean Payton. 1,000%. He would be the perfect kind of coach to come over here to New York and implement his offensive scheme. That we haven't had a high-powered offensive scheme like that in a really long time. So I 1,000% would welcome.
That would literally be the ideal head coach.
Yeah, I'll take Payton. I'll take Harbaugh. And I just want a seasoned head coach over here in New York for sure. But as far as this Seahawks-Arizona game here, Arizona has lost 4 straight games at home. That's just – I don't even understand how that's possible with a team that good. But just a couple statistics here and some records that Kyler Murray is pushing. Kyler Murray is one of 5 players in NFL history with 3,500 passing yards in each of his first 3 seasons. Like that seems so regular to me, 3,500 yards. But the fact that he is one of 5 players that has had 3,500 passing yards in his first 3 seasons. There's just 5 people that have ever done that. It's not the greatest company either. It's Baker Mayfield, Jameis Winston, Andrew Luck, and Peyton Manning, which is kind of crazy to me. And with 12 rushing yards, he could also become the 5th quarterback to have 400 rushing yards in each of his first 3 seasons. That would be with Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Russell Wilson, and Cam Newton. As far as this game goes, this might be Russell Wilson's last game as a Seahawk. We can't forget about that. And I would totally welcome Russell Wilson to New York with open arms too. So if y'all want to give us the Saints coach and then give me the Seahawks quarterback, I'm totally down for it.
That'd be crazy.
That would be very crazy. But I'm not gonna go. I just can't see the Seahawks winning this game. So give me the Arizona Cardinals to cover. And I think that Russell Wilson, if he's playing in this game, he's gonna try to fight as hard as he can. So I'll take the over.
Yeah, that Russell Wilson's going to be one to watch this offseason. That entire roster, I mean, they might just have to blow that whole thing up. New head coach, too. We're going to have to wait and see. But going from blowing it up, and we're not going upstate to jail. We're going upstate to Buffalo. The New York Jets are 4-12. They're headed upstate to Buffalo, who's 10-6. The Bills are 16.5-point favorites. The over/under in this game is 40.5 points. The Buffalo Bills are 8-6-2 against the spread. The New York Jets are 6-10 against the spread. Our boy Braxton Berrios, unfortunately, is on the IR and will not be playing in this game.
Yeah, when you $140, 5'5", it doesn't surprise me that you're on the IR. One good.
Yeah.
You out of here.
It happens. This game is going to be a just weird game. It's going to be crazy. The winds are going to be blowing sustained 20-mile-per-hour. We're not talking about gusts. We're talking about sustained winds of 20+ miles per hour. So that means gusts are like 30 to 40. Devin Singletary, Michael Carter, big games on the ground. I'm going to take the Buffalo Bills to win this game. I'm going to take the Buffalo Bills to cover the spread, and I'm going to take the under 40.5 points.
Okay, let's talk about some amazing stats here as far as both teams go. Buffalo's the 4th team since the merger to be favored by at least 14 points 6 times in a single season. Okay, only the Patriots, 49ers of 1994, and the Buffalo Bills of 1992 have actually done that. This right here, this is another one of them stats where you go, how is it possible? Okay, because the New York Giants are really bad. We know the Dallas Cowboys are just coming off a clean sweep of the NFC East, but the Jets are 0-11 outright in division games in the past 2 seasons. They have not won a division game in 2 years. I don't see it happening today. This is going to be Zach Wilson's first exposure to the Buffalo Bills defense, and the Buffalo Bills have the #1 overall defense, and they got the #1 pass defense. Good luck for your boy Zach Wilson today. Josh Allen, the quarterback that he was compared to the most when he was first coming into the league, was Cam Newton. He needs 2 rushing touchdowns to tie Cam Newton for most rushing touchdowns by a quarterback in the first 4 seasons. He has 5 career games with multiple rushing touchdowns, including last week against the Falcons. The Bills are in the playoffs for sure, but they need a win or a Patriots loss to clinch the AFC East. And the Jets are currently projected to pick at number 4 and number 7. Give me the Buffalo Bills. I'm going to take the over, and I got them covering at 16.5. Good luck, Jets.
I love the way you ended that. Big shout out to E&A. We got time for the $4.99 super chat. Says, what up, fellas? Sorry I'm late. I see the Giants ticket prices for this game. Trying to match my Pelicans. Yeah, I think they were $4 for this game right now or something like that for the Giants-Washington game. So
last I saw was $9.
Yeah,
pack of light beer.
Save your money and watch the game with us. Next game on the docket's going to be the Carolina Panthers, who are 5-11. They're headed down to Tampa Bay, who is 12-4. Tampa Bay is a 9-point favorite. The over-under in this game is voted 1.5 points. Listen, I got one name for you for this game. Keyshawn Vaughn. I expect Keyshawn Vaughn to have a coming out party tonight. This afternoon. Now, remember, the Panthers' defense is no slouch. They got a pretty good run defense, so it's not going to be easy. But there's no Ronald Jones. There's no Leonard Fournette. Unless...
Good. Ronald Jones, man. That bum. Sorry, I didn't
Unless Unless Le'Veon Bell comes out of nowhere and decides that he wants to play football even more and they give him some carries, that's a possibility. I do expect Tampa Bay to win this game. Carolina's 5-11 against the spread. Mike Evans needs 54 more yards to get 1,000, which would be his ninth straight season with 1,000 yards. So
NFL
shout out
record.
to Mike Evans. Yeah, NFL record. Shout out to Mike Evans. I'm going to take the Carolina. Excuse me. Ooh, wow, that was crazy. I'm going to take the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to win this game. I'm going to take them to cover the 9 points, and I'm going to take the over 41.5.
Yeah, I'm right there with you on all fronts. The Panthers have failed to cover 6 straight games. Last time these two teams played, the Panthers didn't even sack Tom Brady not one time. That was just 2 weeks ago, actually, and the Bucs took care of them 32-6. Another incentive nugget here. Panthers linebacker Hassan Reddick needs 2 sacks to reach 13 on the season and would earn a $1 million incentive. That would be amazing for the kid. Couple records to break here for Tom Brady, too. Brady needs 120 passing yards to break the Buccaneers record, 5,109 yards set in 2019 by your boy Jameis Winston. And he needs 246 passing yards to set his career high. His career high was in 2011, 5,235 yards. He also needs 1 more passing touchdown to break the Bucs' single-season record, 40, which was set by Tom Brady last season. Only 12 times has a quarterback thrown for 5,000 yards. Tom Brady is looking to do it for a second time. He would be the only other player to do that outside of Drew Brees. And Jameis Winston threw for 5,000. Patrick Mahomes threw for 5,000. Ben Roethlisberger, Peyton Manning, and Dan Marino, and also Rams quarterback Matthew Stafford did it in Detroit. Playoff-wise, the Buccaneers already won the NFC South and can't earn the number 1 seed. And the Panthers are eliminated. They're looking at about a number 6 draft pick right now at this point in time. But like I said, I'm going to agree with you on all fronts on this one, man. Bucs are going to take this one. The Bucs are going to cover, and we going to get to the over.
We gonna get there, man. Tom Brady. That's just it's kind of crazy. It's crazy. I mean, he's been playing football for
2011 when he threw for 5,000 yards.
That's when he lost to you guys in the Super Bowl, right?
That's when he lost to us guys in the Super Bowl. Shout out Eli Manning in the 2011 New York Giants.
I already know where it's going when you
tone.
Yeah. Speaking of the New England Patriots, the next game on the docket is going to be the New England Patriots, who are 10-6. They are 6-point favorites, headed down to South Beach to face the Miami Dolphins, who are 8-8. The over/under in this game is 40 points. Kickoff is not at 1:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I don't believe, but it is kickoff today, Sunday. The New England Patriots are 6-1 on the road this season. Miami has won the last 2 matchups against the New England Patriots. Miami is going to need to run the ball. The one hole in the Patriots defense this season has been their run defense, which is ranked 22nd in the league. Big shout out to the boy, Jalen Waddle. He needs 3 catches, I believe, to break Quinn Bolden's rookie record for most receptions this season. Quinn Bolden.
And Quan Bolden, man. You've been saying that wrong for 20 years, man. All right,
I'm gonna take the Patriots to win, Dolphins to cover, and I'm gonna take the under 40 points.
Yeah, I'm taking the under 40 points too as well. These 2 defenses have been the best 2 defenses in the NFL over the past 2 months in terms of yards allowed per game, points allowed per game, and third down percentage. The Dolphins were eliminated from the playoffs last week, and their only first-round pick is the Niners selection, which looks like it'll be a later first-round draft pick. The Patriots are in the playoffs, but they can still win the AFC East. They need a win and a Bills loss. Miami has won 5 straight home games, going 4-1 against the spread. I still can't take Miami in this game. I like the way the Patriots been playing. I'll take the over, and I got the Patriots covered.
Man, Patriots. Listen, that run defense, though, they get in the playoffs. They're going to have to figure that out. I mean, they're getting in the playoffs, but, I mean, in the playoffs, they're going to have to figure out that run defense because if you get a bad matchup against one of these teams that can run the rock, Patriots might be one and done. Dak Jones will be the only.
You heard the stat, bro. Last 2 months, they got the best defense in the NFL right now as far as yards allowed per game. They're getting it together. Patriots are a scary team, just like I think the Philadelphia Eagles, even though they got their butts kicked with all them backups in there. In the playoffs, I think those are the two scariest, like, trap game kind of teams, man, because both of those teams can run the ball with multiple different running backs, too.
I like to see maybe if the Colts get in, I like the Colts, too, as a sneaky team as well.
Yeah,
big shout out to Lax Ofofo for the $4.99 super chat. That just saw Antonio Brown posted a video saying he was excited about the Giants and would play here.
Look, I saw the podcast with Antonio Brown and whatnot, right? And I've been trying to save as much judgment as I can. I just see so many people on Twitter just jumping to conclusions of what they think Antonio Brown needs, meds and all, whatever, right? He said something on the podcast where he appeared to be drunk on that. I don't know if you saw the Young Boys podcast that he was on this past couple of days, whatever, that went viral. He definitely appeared a little intoxicated on this podcast. But he said this. He said, "Tell me who's a better wide receiver than me on the Bucs." And everybody on the panel kind of froze up, right? Which it prompted me to go back and look at Antonio Brown's statistics. Dog, last 10 years, the dude's statistics are ridiculous. Yeah, he put up numbers that were out of this world. And even this season, I think he has 40-plus catches and 5 touchdowns. He's only played in 6 or 7 games. So there's no denying that he still has the talent there.
Yeah.
It's just if he can get his head right.
When he plays, it's insane. I mean, whenever he's on the field, he is a threat. It's crazy. And I mean, Tom Brady knew that too. Why do you think Tom Brady brought him to New England, brought him to Tampa Bay? Because he knew.
He definitely knew, man. And it's just unfortunate that he can't get, half of the off-the-field stuff taken care of. And, he just it seems to be a little bit ego-driven with Antonio Brown because he is who he is. But I don't want to take too much time, but let me just run through some of his stats. First of all, just the last 2 seasons, he was a pivotal part in the Super Bowl run for the Bucs in 2020. He had 45 catches, 4 touchdowns. You can't forget he was brought on in halfway through the season, right? 42 catches this season. The Patriots year in 2019 is a wash. But this dude went over 100 catches 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 seasons in a row, 2 of those being 129 catches and 136 catches. He went over 1,500 yards 2 times, damn near did it 3 times. And, I mean, he's just a touchdown machine. There's no denying his Hall of Fame status. I don't care what he's done off the field or, in the locker room or whatever kind of antics. Somebody's got to find a way to be able to keep him in check. And I think Mike Tomlin was the perfect coach. It's unfortunate that kind of folded. And I don't think there's a lot of coaches in the NFL that are going to be able to deal with a guy like that. But it's kind of like what Bill Belichick did with Randy Moss. Randy Moss was having troubles, not as crucial as Antonio Brown, but he was having some off-the-field troubles and some locker room troubles as well. And Bill Belichick kind of locked him down. I saw Antonio Brown in that podcast. He was pretty much hating on everybody, Tom Brady, Arians, everyone. But the one person he praised was Bill Belichick in the Patriot way. So I don't know if that's maybe the last coach that would take a shot on him. But his NFL days are looking numbered now, man. His NFL days are looking numbered, even though he's still probably a top 10 wide receiver in the NFL right now.
I would agree. I would wholeheartedly agree with that. All right, moving on to the next game. Speaking of wide receivers, the San Francisco 49ers, who are 9-7, they are headed to Los Angeles to face the Los Angeles Rams. If the Rams win, then I believe they are the champions of the NFC West. The 49ers need a win to get into the playoffs. Tell me what you got, Awthentik. Tell me what you got.
49ers Rams, the stakes is high. Shout out to De La Soul one time. A victory for the Rams would earn them a 3rd division title in 5 seasons under Coach Sean McVay and the number 2 seed in the NFC. Now, I see a lot of people around the Twitter sphere and the YouTube world and the internets the Rams got to win a Super Bowl in the next year or 2 or it's a failure. Everyone they brought over here, blah, 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 blah. If you win in games, you win in games. All you're trying to do here is give yourself a shot in the playoffs to try to make that run. Nobody wants to be back down at the bottom of the divisions a la the New York Giants. We don't want to be in those positions. The Rams have built this team since 2016. You might not say the proper way. I'm not talking about you in particular, Beard, but, people might not say the proper way, but it's definitely worked out. The 49ers can clinch a playoff berth with a win. So this is as big as it gets as far as a end of the regular season football game goes. The 49ers have beat the Rams now 5 times in a damn row. I don't know how that's possible. The 49ers and Kyle Shanahan seem to be kryptonite for your boy Sean McVay over there. Also, keep your eyes on wide receiver Cooper Kupp. He's on track to earn the NFL's Triple Crown, lead the league in catches, receiving yards, catches and receiving yards, and touchdowns as well. So I'll definitely keep your eyes on that. Aaron Donald has 98 career sacks and is seeking to become the 6th youngest player to reach 100. Only Jared Allen, Reggie White. Both of us were old enough to see Reggie White. He was a monster on the field. DeMarcus Ware, Bruce Smith, another legend, and Von Miller reached that milestone at a younger age. Those are the only people to get to 100 sacks before him. We talked about a little bit of the playoff implications. The Rams have a playoff berth all locked up, but they need to win or have the Cardinals lose to win the NFC West. So we will see how that goes. For me, I'm going Rams all day in this game, and I'm looking for Odell Beckham to get in that end zone one more time, man. Those end zone dances and celebrations, that is a pleasure to watch. Shout out to Odell Beckham, definitely doing big things over there with the Rams. He's got more touchdowns than the entire New York Giants wide receiver core. I'm going Rams all day in this one.
Cooper Kupp's going to have a huge game. I'm going to be watching to see, how many touches Cam Akers gets in his return. That's my guy. I've been a big Cam Akers fan, and it's amazing to see him make it back. It's crazy. An Achilles injury in the preseason to coming back for the last week of the regular season. I mean, that's superhuman. So big shout out to Cam Akers. Also, Jimmy G is going to be playing. I believe he's going to be starting with that finger situation. It'll be interesting to see what his leash is going to be like in this game, since it is a must-win game. I'm going to take the Los Angeles Rams to win. I'm going to take the 49ers to cover since it's 3.5. I like that number. I think the Niners make it a 3-point game, and I'm going to take the over 44.5. All right. And the second biggest game of the weekend behind the Washington football team and the New York Giants is the Los Angeles Chargers. I had to mess myself up thinking about that big Washington Giants
game. Trying to size up that Washington game.
The Chargers are 9-7. They're 3-point favorites. They're headed to Vegas to face the Raiders, who are 9-7 as well. The over-under in this game is a 48.5 points. Kickoff is at 8:20 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's all on the line. The last game of the entire regular season, the last game of Week 18, the last game of the first 17-game season. It is win or go home. In that situation, I'm going to have to take Justin Herbert. I think Justin Herbert, this is your moment. Everybody's been giving you the moments. Now you got to go get your own moments. And I think that happens tonight. I'm going to take the Los Angeles Chargers to win this game. I'm going to take the Chargers to cover the 3 points, and I'm going to take the over 48.5.
I'm reading here that the Chargers can clinch by just simply winning or getting a tie, but the Raiders is what makes it interesting. Losses by both the Colts and the Steelers will get the Raiders in no matter what. I think that's fairly interesting. I haven't been hearing anybody talking about that, but that's per ESPN right here. The Raiders can clinch with a win, a tie, and a Colts loss, or losses by both the Colts and the Steelers. That would be interesting to see both these teams get in. I didn't know that was one of the options there. Derek Carr
needs... If they tie, too.
And if they tie, both get in?
If they tie, if this game ends in a tie, they both get in.
A tie. But it says if they tie, the Raiders would need the Colts to lose.
No, this one, no matter what happens, if they tie, they both get in.
Oh, that's ESPN. And ESPN got some mistakes on their site right now then. Derek Carr needs 72 passing yards to break the Raiders single-season franchise record held by Rich Gannon. That was from 2002. And Austin Eckler, he needs 41 scrimmage yards to join LaDainian Tomlinson as the only Chargers with 1,500 scrimmage yards and 20 touchdowns. And does this man got that many touchdowns on the season right now? 20 touchdowns, bro? Austin Eckler is a little bit slept on. I think people need to be talking more about him because I've been ruling off hybrid running backs, but Austin Eckler is a true hybrid running back for the Chargers.
Raiders are going to get Darren Waller back, too, it looks like. I just saw on my phone.
That would be nice if they could get their way into the playoffs and have Waller. Los Angeles games have gone over the total in 5 straight games. Las Vegas games have gone under in 3 straight. So that, what is it, 49.5 right now? Is that where we at?
48.5, I think.
48.5 now. That's going to be tough to get over. But with these 2 offenses, I think we can get there. This doesn't yield well for the Las Vegas Raiders. Since 2015, the home team in the final primetime game of the season has gone 0-5. I'm going to look for them to break that. Shout out to my homie Laylo. Shout out to the homie Mr. HD. I'm going Raiders in this one with the upset, and I'm taking the over.
Ooh. I can't wait. This game's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Big shout out to the Independent Outsider for the $5 super chat. Says, if the Giants start signing every head case, criminal, AB, incognito, etc., I'll be done for a while. We need a front office that is serious about team transformers, team reformers. I'm trying to make it out.
The Giants would never take a risk on a guy like AB. I mean, you saw how it went down with Odell Beckham. They don't like those kind of personalities. But you say you'd be done for a while. Are you not done already? Because I'm done with. I've been done with them New York Giants since about week 10, man. Come on, Independent Outsider.
Soon as the free Mike Glennon hashtag dropped,
it was over.
That was when you knew it was over.
Yeah, it was over. As soon as free Mike Glennon popped out the woodworks.
Big shout out to Tuto for the $4.99 super chat. Says, very easy to fix all of the New York Giant problems and dilemmas. All we need is 53 picks on the next draft and an average head coach who ain't a clown.
Facts. All facts, too, though. All facts. We got 10 picks, so, we're working our way towards that 50-something. We're working our way. Did you hear that the Giants don't even have enough money to dress a full 53-man roster today? What
I saw that. I thought to myself, I said, that can't be real.
That's real.
Is it really real?
Tell me if it's really real, son. It's really real, son. Word to God, B, it's really real, son.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Don't forget your lineup.
I was drum rolling it. This is everybody's favorite part of the show, man.
This is not my favorite part of the show.
You not everyone. You just
not my favorite part of the show.
It's not your favorite because you're doing the Vanna White.
I mean that makes it even more interesting, but definitely not my favorite part of the show. I'm trying.
All right, ladies. Yeah, we're gearing up, ladies and gentlemen. This is our Draftkings lineup for the week. It's called a Stars and Scrubs lineup. We are banking on Jonathan Taylor and Cooper Kupp to have monster games. Kyler Murray is going to be our quarterback today. Jonathan Taylor hopefully runs for 250 yards. And then my boy, Keyshawn Vaughn. And now we're going into the low end. Nico Collins, who has been playing fairly well. And then Cooper Kupp. Hopefully he has a big game. And Wesley, our sleeper wide receiver for the Arizona Cardinals. And tight end John Bates, sleeper tight end for the Washington football team. And we had to slide in another cheap tight end with Gerald Everett for the Seattle Seahawks. And the play of the day, the Washington football team for our defense. Let's go. Let's win some money.
I like it. That's it, man.
Hey.
That's it,
man.
That's it, man. That's it, man.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up our Week 18 edition of the Parlay. Shout out to everybody who is watching right now on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. Man, I got real movie voice on that last one.
YouTube.
Right so, for those of you that did not know, we look like we're going to be doing a little bit of a play-by-play.
It's looking like it.
For the New York Giants and the Washington football team game. So, make sure you guys hit the bell notification on the channel. Subscribe. Keep your eyes open. Pay attention to the Twitter universe. what did you call it? The Twitterverse. Pay attention to the Twitterverse, the YouTube community tab. We'll throw the link out there. Make sure you guys tell a friend to tell a friend. Now we back again. I know I saw Anthony Bluegrass Picker dropped a big yes finally in the chat earlier when you said
My
it.
man
So
Anthony, yeah, that's for you,
he
bro.
was excited. So hopefully you guys will be back here to join us in approximately 30 minutes or so. So make sure you guys keep your tabs on the channel. Don't forget, listen, look, I already see, I don't even have to ask y'all. Y'all already putting up them biceps in the chat. But put some biceps in the chat, and we will let Awthentik take us away.
Yeah, we're going to keep it simple, man. We're going to see y'all here in about 30 minutes. We're going to get this stream set up, man, get things all lined up for this play-by-play Washington football team versus our New York Giants. So just keep your eyes peeled for those links. We're going to definitely throw those out there in the I saw somebody corrected it into the Twitverse. I kind of like the Twitterverse a little bit better. Kind of like a metaverse, Twitterverse. But, yeah, keep your eyes peeled for that, man. Y'all know what it is. Raise that bar until we see y'all in about 30 minutes. Keep living those dreams for maybe about a good another 25 minutes. Wake back up. Come check on your boys, Awthentik and The Beard. We're going to be here doing that play-by-play. I'm going to be doing my best entertainer talking sports impersonation. Working, twerking, dribbling, bibbling. And we're going to see what we do. Maybe the Giants can maybe put up some points today. We will see how that goes. And yeah, anybody that want to pop up, man, maybe we'll bring some folks on the stream occasionally during that play-by-play. We're going to try to do our best impersonation of a Manning cast. It's a beard cast going on today.
It's going to be fun. Listen, all I want is a last-second win.
Yes, definitely call-ins, Ben. So get your webcam ready. Straighten up your lines, Get your lines straight. You see the background lines? You want good composition. You don't need a great mic, Just use your headphones, all that good stuff. But we'll try to bring in a couple guests, man, and try to plug the link for y'all for sure, man. But until then, man, we will see y'all, man. Y'all know what it is. See y'all in a couple, about a good 30 minutes. And, yeah, should be a good game. We'll see how that goes.
Peace.
Big peace. Yeah.